Are you fed up with the crazy high prices of most cycling products these days and want a cheaper alternative? Well, you come to the right place. You may have heard of a website called Temu, a Chinese online store that sells all manner of products at crazy low prices. So to find out if they're any good, I bought 6 products recently and I've been trying them against their mainstream expensive rivals to see if they're actually any good. So this saddle, for example, just £18.47, a lot cheaper than this one here, which is over £300. But can cheap actually be any good? I've become a big fan of saddles like this from Physique and Specialized over the last few years for the use of cutting edge 3D printed technology that gives amazing levels of comfort, especially on a long ride compared to foam and other technology used right now. But jolly expensive, although prices are slowly coming down, but still very expensive. So when I saw this saddle listed as a 3D printed saddle with a price of just £18.47, I clicked buy straight away. And I've been riding it for the last few weeks and, well, mixed results, I have to be honest. Now, it does look like a 3D saddle, it looks very similar, but it isn't. What they've actually done is use a foam material and just punched out honeycomb holes around the saddle. So you get none of the benefits of the 3D technology we have here. And it's really quite firm, rock hard in fact. There's no give there at all along any area of the saddle. So a very firm saddle, but the only saving grace is the shape is quite nice. It's quite broad, a small hammock shape and a hole down the middle. So the shape is okay. Well, really firm. And it's also really heavy too. Yes, there's no carbon fiber, but heavier than this one from Specialized, which also has no carbon fiber. Heavy, lightweight. Similar shape to the Specialized mirror as well, but a bit longer in the nose, but a similar shape along the back. So I am bitterly disappointed that a saddle wasn't sold as described, and the comfort is just terrible. So for me, yes, it's cheap, £18.47 is a very appealing price, but I won't be using it any longer because the comfort is just terrible and it's really heavy and it's not a 3D saddle at all. Really feel let down by that, a waste of money, but hopefully other products behind me might show more promise. Next up, a cycling shoe, because shoes can cost a lot of money. Well over £100 and up to £300 if you're feeling very flash. But these were listed for £14.29, which sounded like a bargain. So a nice white shoe off to a good start. I like white, and we have a rotary dial on the top and a Velcro strap adorned with text speed, which I love. And they also come with cleats as well. These are Look Keo compatible cleats, but I went for some Shimano SPD SL cleats. So the sole of the shoes is drilled for 3 bolt cleats like these, or 2 bolts if you use mountain bike style SPD. So you have your option. So great for commuting if you want that option. So there are lots of things to like about these shoes. They have a nice soft lining, very well cushioned tongue, and the size and the shape fit my 45 size feet pretty well. But my first ride on these was pretty poor. The amount of flex from these shoes is just off the scale. I've never ridden such a flexy shoe in my life. Now the sole of the shoe feels pretty stiff. It's not like race level stiff. There's a bit of give, a bit of flex, which is okay in a sort of low end mid-range shoe. Don't actually want too much stiffness if you're just riding to work or riding for fitness and fun. But it's the upper of the shoe that really is a problem. There's so much flexibility, so much softness, there's no support at all. And I found even after just 30 minutes of riding, my feet were sore, getting real hot spots around the side of my feet from the lack of support and control these shoes have on my feet. And I had to turn around and come home because the pain was off the scale, which is a real disappointment because the price is amazing. On the surface they look good, nice closure system, but the amount of flex and stuff just doesn't really warrant the low price. If you're looking for a really cheap shoe, maybe for indoor training or just very leisurely casual cycling, they might be okay, but I really am hard pushed to recommend them over a more expensive shoe. Even an entry-level shoe costing £50 or £60 does offer more support and more comfort than these offer at just under £15. So unfortunately hard to recommend. Next up, I bought some new glasses, which I always wear as a contact lens wearer. And I am admittedly a big fan of Oakley's, always have been, but my goodness, they are expensive. So when these popped up for £3.30, yes, £3.30, I snapped them up straight away. And these actually aren't that bad. These come in different colours. I quite like white, as you can tell. And these are photochromatic lenses, so they adjust to the levels of lightness and go dark when it's sunny, which I quite like in a pair of glasses. So one pair of glasses that works well in different conditions. And these actually feel alright. They fit quite well. I think they look okay. And they've got the big sort of lens shape going on. Quite a big field of view. We have cutouts at the top to prevent misting. Nice rubber soft nose piece. A soft gripper material on the arms, and they fold up quite small. And actually, they're okay. They don't feel as, I mean, Oakley's are plastic, aren't they? They're plastic glasses, but even these, which are quite old, feel nicer. They have a smoother hinge. They have a sort of more reassuring feel. These do feel, if I'm being honest, cheap. The hinge is a bit snappy and quite sharp on the edges, and they have a sort of quite stiff feeling material about them, so they don't feel quite as nice as these. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that purchase. £3.30 for a decent pair of shades. Yeah, those are okay. So those are staying in the keep pile. Right, next up, a multi-tool, because everybody needs one of these for home workshop jobs or on the road in your saddlebag. And this one costs just £3.59, which is very, very cheap indeed. So 16 tools in one, fairly bulky, fairly heavy, but no bigger or heavier than that Silka I often use. And we have all the Allen key hex bolts there. On this side, we have screwdrivers, flat blade and Phillips head. And interestingly, we have 3 sockets. I'm not sure where the bike you can use those. Also have those old spanner bits as well, 3 sizes of spanner, and that's a spoke nipple adjuster tool. So I use a tool to work on my bike the other day. I was changing stems around and adjusting my saddle height, and use the tool bits, so 4 and 5 mostly. And those initial good impressions quickly faded away because I've discovered the tool bits are made from a very soft metal, and even the 5, after some use, some light use, is rounding on the edges already. So that shows the quality of the metal in the tools just isn't on the same level as a multi-tool from a well-known company like Lesign, Silka and other companies that operate in this space. So technically it does work, but I am concerned, worried already, that the tool bits are rounding off after just some light use. So for that reason, it's hard to recommend. You can't use a tool that's rounding off and might do damage to your bicycle, do damage to the bolts, and it really is worth investing in a higher quality multi-tool, one with proper high quality metal tool bits that won't round off after just 5 minutes use. Right, next up, some small accessories, and I bought a bicycle bell. Looks very familiar to another bell on the market from a company in Australia. So I often put a bell on my mountain bike and my gravel bike when I'm riding off-road, in the woods, on shared paths. We often come into contact with other trail users, dog walkers, and having a bell is quite useful. So I bought a bell and put it on my mountain bike, and it's been pretty good actually. It has a bell-like sound, it's fairly high pitched. Not the loudest or most imposing, but it does make a nice tinkle. And the fact that it costs just £1.48 is pretty amazing. So that I've been quite happy with, and that going back on my bike after this video. So it goes in the good pile. Now, last up is a light, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to test a light when it cost 59 pence. 59 pence for an LED light is just nuts. So it comes in white and red for front and rear usage. I have a rear light already, so I bought a front light in white. And if I turn it on with a button on the front, different modes, that works okay actually. They're very simple. It feels very lightweight, which is good. It feels a bit flimsy maybe, and uses a simple rubber band to hoop around and loop onto the handlebar. And this has actually been okay. This I don't mind so much. I've used it in the rain a few times because it's raining all the time here in the UK right now, and it's been okay. But I can't say it's been absolutely drenched or kind of jet washed. But that is an okay purchase. That for 59 pence for, I guess, a fairly disposable front light isn't so bad. So that is going in my good pile, and I might buy a matching rear light to go with it. So what is my takeaway from buying cheap cycling products from Temu? Well, buying from Temu itself was fairly painless, and my shopping experience was okay really, and the products arrived fairly quickly. It's worth adding that there have been reports in the media of Temu, the company, selling your data, which is a concern, so definitely worth reading about Temu before you go and use the website. But my experience buying from them was actually okay, and the shipping time was pretty quick, and I had no customs issues like that. But my experience with the actual products, well, hit and miss. A 50% hit rate, but Multitool, rubbish. Shoes, yeah, no good at all. Saddle, very disappointed. I had high hopes for this one, but I've since bought another saddle, which hopefully actually is a 3D saddle from Temu, and that's on its way now, so stay tuned for the update. But shades, yeah, I like these. They're good. Light, yes, very happy with that. And the bell, yeah, okay. So, yeah, some stuff on Temu, it's okay. Some stuff is absolutely not worth the time, money at all. So there are cheap products out there, but some are too cheap to be any good, is my experience. So let me know what you think of the video, and if it was helpful or interesting or entertaining, and let me know what other products you want me to test from Temu or other websites like AliExpress by leaving a comment down below. Now, I should add, I came into the video hoping to find some genuine alternative to expensive products, and I had no agenda. I wasn't deliberately going to slam any products under the bus. I gave them a fair testing, a fair trial over the last few weeks, but some products disappointed and some impressed. I'll put a link to Temu down below if you want to check out their products. There are loads on there, and as I said, I bought another 3D printed saddle coming very soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting that button right there. And in the meantime, if you want to see some other actually really good affordable products, watch the video right here. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.